Hello everyone, Jilles Groskamp here from Team Infinity, and today in this video I want to talk about the alignment of the rear shaft on the IF15 and especially the brake disc, just the alignment for the brake disc. I do this video because last week at the European Championship in the semi-final, when I was leading the semi-final, very unfortunate, 2 minutes before the end the brake got stuck, and I have to admit that the alignment was not perfect, and considering just a little bit of bad luck in the high speed corner, the brake disc actually got a little bit too much outside, and also the brake pad was a little bit worn out because it was used many times. So in this video I want to show you how I should have aligned everything in a good way, that that hopefully also for you this will not happen. And so if you have a few minutes, I will show you what is the best way to have the shaft line up in a good way with the pulley straight onto the rear diff, and again the brake disc as much on the pins as possible, so this can never happen again. So come and have a look. So here we are. This is the main shaft, and basically what happened at the race was that this part was mounted a little bit too much to the left side. So basically what you want is you can always see the flat spot on the main shaft here, and as you can see the alignment of the belt, you can see there's a little bit of a gap with the diff, which is okay because it runs very smooth. Of course there's a little bit of play here, so you can always put a small shim and put the shim on the right side, so on the left side, so the belt comes a little bit closer to the edge of the diff. But in this way it always runs free, and actually the belt can never go off because it always comes back to the middle position. So another thing, and it's also explained into the manual, is that if the brake pad worn out, you can see that the brake disc has a little bit more play, and this was the problem for me last week, that the brake pad actually can move a little bit too much. So if this brake pad, the adapter, is too much to the left side, there's not enough meat to cover up the whole brake disc. So what you want is to move this piece, so actually the whole thing, as much to the right as possible. But of course you have to compromise that the belt is always in line with the diff. Yeah, another thing is, of course, you first tight the 2-speed, and you always want to have a little bit play on this, just as little as possible. Then another thing, and I think this is also very important, it's also explained in the manual, that if the brake pad is worn out, you can add a few shims to move the brake pad more close together, which in a way also get less play on the brake disc. In the manual they say you have to put the shims on this side, but I prefer to put the shim on this side, so the brake pad is forced to come more close to the adapter. So now in this way it's pretty much impossible that the brake disc can fall off. So again, always mount it like this, that you see the flat spot about 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter, and yeah, in this way it could never happen that the disc fall out of the adapter. So I hope this was helpful for you, and as you can see in the video, it's yeah, it's quite easy to make the setup, to make it perfectly in line.
Another thing I want to tell you is that in the past the brake disc adapter, the pins were a little bit shorter, but already for a couple of years we have the longer pin. But just double check if yours is the long pin and not the short pin, because with the short pin it's for sure it's quite dangerous to use that. So please double check if you use the long pin, but it should be fine because they are already on the market for a few years now. And other than that, yeah, just check sometimes the brake pad, just replace them for new ones, so you don't have to use too many of the shims. And other than that, I think it's still just a bad luck for me, and I'm sure now I know this, so this will never happen again. Thank you for watching my video, and hope you liked it, and see you next time.